All right, guys, I'm not going to get mad and I'm not going to get upset because I already recorded this video once and it did not record. So I'm going to do it again. So second time must be a charm, making sure. Second time must be a charm, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But this video, first of all, thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. We talk about things about starting over from abusive relationships. It could be a parent, it could be a spouse, it could be a work environment, any of those things that cause us a lot of pain when they're toxic, and because they're a part of our everyday lives, they could be. So this video is about when a friend turns into an unsafe individual. And I don't like to use the word monitoring spirit because I don't want to give that much energy to it. We just will, for the sake of this video, I want to just use unsafe because I'm actually reading a book about unsafe individuals. And I may put the title of the book in the description box just if you wanted to take a read. But it's a really good book, and I will put the book of it because I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But anyway, so these individuals, these so-called friends, will all of a sudden they'll want updates after you've explained your abusive situation to them. It could be a so-called friend that you've divulged your information to. You could have been wanting support from the individual. They seem super nice, kind. They seem like a safe person to divulge your abusive past to. And you have given them very specific details that are near and dear to your heart, that were super hurtful to you. And they come in and they seem like they're super supportive. They want to go out to lunch and they want to be a listening ear. And so you divulge this information to them and it seems very safe. You feel like you've unloaded on them. You may feel better after you talk to them. You may feel better after you explain what you went through. It could be venting, a friend you vent to. And it's cool. They're super supportive. They're super kind. They come off as super supportive. They feel like they seem super interested in your family. They may be super interested in your kids, things like that. But then you start seeing patterns of them, and this is the first bullet. You start seeing patterns of them wanting update out of nowhere, unprompted. So you'll be in the middle of a conversation and they'll just start talking about somebody from your past out of nowhere. And I'm like, why are you talking about them? I'm trying to be positive right now. I'm trying to heal from my past relationship. Why are you bringing that up? You know what I mean? Let me turn this light on. The sun's going down, but why are you bringing that up? I'm trying to move on, and I am trying to move on. I'm trying to heal. I think sometimes people can feel like they're being supportive if they're bringing it up and wanting to check in on you and wanting updates. That's how it initially may seem, but then 2, 3, 4, 5 times later, and you steady keep bringing it up yourself. I'm trying to maybe focus on something else, and you over here bringing up my past. You're bringing up my past. That is a red flag for an unsafe individual, because it's almost like you just want update of my abuse, of me coming out of an abusive situation where I still have to have limited contact with the individual. You want to know what's updates just so you can monitor, so that you can feel better about whatever situation you're going through. And I think that's what I've discerned it as. Basically, you just want to know what most recent abusive thing I went through to make yourself feel better. And they want updates. And then a second thing that happens when a friend turns into an unsafe individual is when they'll just start getting in random debates with you out of nowhere. You could say the sky is blue, and then they'll say, no, the sky's red because it was pink. And then it turned blue, and then it turned red. You just want to debate at this point. And I'm just like, this is giving when I was just in the relationship that I just escaped from. Just want to start random debates out of nowhere. And it's just like, I actually don't even care that much. But it's like unfortunately, they're trying to garner energy out of you. They've turned into a baby narcissist in your life. Honestly, it's sad to say. I don't want to give them that much credit. Because honestly, it's like, you're here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. And I don't like to be like that. I definitely don't want to walk around in bitterness and unforgiveness, because I definitely want to instantly forgive the person, right? I don't want to be walking around in unforgiveness and bitterness and resentfulness just because I found out that this person was unsafe. I want to pray for them. I want to make sure that they're okay. I don't want them. I actually still care for the person, and so I'm gonna pray that they stop letting the enemy use them to do these types of things and to walk around with a jealous spirit, an envious spirit. So my prayer is that they get closer to the Lord. So like I said, they'll get into debates with you out of nowhere. They'll start making comments about what you have compared to them. They may say something like, you just may make a statement about your house. Well, your closet is bigger than mine, so why are you having issues? And I'm like, first of all, why are you comparing to my closet? That's weird. So anyway, and then the third point is that they start saying things to make you seem weak for going through the abusive relationship that you just recently escaped from, or that you may be still in. And that is very harmful, and that can also lead to a re-injury of your healing. And so that's why the person becomes unsafe ultimately, because they start minimizing you. They start minimizing the other person's role. It minimizes the other person's role in the abuse that you went through. So it basically says that you only got abused because you're weak. So they'll start to say, well, make comments like, well, they won't say you, but they'll talk about somebody else. They'll be like, well, that would happen to her because she's weak. And I'm like, because that would never happen to me. I'm too smart for that. I'm too quick for that. And it's just like, abuse can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? If they don't really know who they are, if they grew up in a toxic family system, or they may have grown up with an unsafe parent, anybody that's not healed can get into an abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have a close relationship with God, if they don't know who they are in Christ, it can happen to anybody. So it's like, for you to call somebody weak or insinuate that somebody's weak for getting into an abusive relationship, you become unsafe at that point, because it's almost you're re-injuring my healing. I'm healing here, and you're pretty much trying to rip a piece of my scab off, and it's just like, you're unsafe now. So therefore, I have to start putting up boundaries internally. You don't have to know. And this is one thing: do not let them know that they are unsafe. Just start putting up boundaries. They'll figure it out, because they're super. Once you start putting the boundaries up, they'll start freaking out. You know what I'm saying? They'll start trying to invite you places that you said no, and you say, no, I don't want to go, or I have something else to do. And then they'll call you while they're at the place that they invited you to, just to see if you still want to come. And it's like, no, I said no, I did not want to come. Why are you not respecting my boundary after I said no? So that's how you definitely know that they are unsafe. That's a confirmation that tells you that they are unsafe, when they don't respect your boundary. They don't respect your no. They start asking you if you're in a fight. No, or I'm not in a fight with you. First of all, you're not anybody to get in a fight with. It's not that serious. Why are you putting yourself up here when I would never even have a back and forth with you? You're giving yourself too much credit in my life. So that's how you guys know that these people become unsafe. And if this happens to you, like I said, don't harbor any resentment in your heart towards them. We're going to pray for them. We're going to not be resentful towards them, because I think I said this in my previously recorded video that I thought was recording, that I don't think that they know that the enemy is using them. I think that they know that they have a little bit of jealousy and envy that they operate in, and they know that they are strategically trying to siphon your energy. However, I don't think that they know that the enemy is using them. You know what I mean? Because they really don't know. They probably don't even think that the devil is real, to be honest with you. They may or may not, but I don't think they know the devil is using them, long story short. And I think in my recent recording, I also stated that when the enemy sees that you're elevating, or they see that God is elevating you, because you take your relationship seriously now with God, you spend time with God daily, you pray all the time. The enemy does not like that, so he will roam around like a lion, and he will enter any that is in close proximity to you. So the toxic, abusive situation that you just escaped from, that you just left, that enemy will then go on and try to use someone else that still has access to you to try to distract you from your relationship with God and try to start making you harbor bitterness and forgiveness towards that individual. And because it takes you for a loop, it's almost, wait, what? I just got out of this and now you? Like, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, God is doing a good work in me. He's doing a good, he's working on my heart. I no longer walk in unforgiveness. I forgive instantly. Thank God. Granted, I was taken aback when I first realized that she was an unsafe individual. I was taken aback initially. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, God bless her soul. Comment and subscribe if this video or if this kind of situation has happened to you recently. It could be a friend, it could be a longtime friend that you didn't even know, because once you get out of an abusive relationship, you start healing because you're no longer in that fight or flight mode. Your nervous system stabilizes, so then you can take a step back and see who's who. Your pattern recognition can be on 10 instead of 2. It can be on 10 now that you're out of that toxic relationship, and you can really start analyzing your relationships even from a long time ago, a friend from high school or whatever, or a family member. You know what I mean? God just starts revealing way much more, and he sheds light on things that were in the dark before in your spirit. Like, comment, subscribe to this video, to my channel, like this video, comment down below if this video resonated with you, and be sure to come back. I love you guys. I want to share more story times with you. This was a story time because I was personalizing it a lot. But let me know if this has happened to you. All right. Thank you. Bye.